believe in yourself. Why is it we don't believe in ourselves? That as soon as things get tough in our lives we start doubting ourselves, we start thinking that we might not make it, stressing, worrying, imagining things that will get it wrong within the future. We need to know, the human mind is that the most powerful tool we own. But it may be the foremost destructive, and we have to find out how to acquire control of the direction of our mind and our emotions. Your mind goes to produce you your greatest challenges in life, because it's so powerful. So, if you'll conquer your mind, you'll just about conquer the rest around you, literally. When writing the story of your life, ensure you hold the pen. Make sure not only that you simply hold the pen, but you write the script from your heart. Be brave when writing your script. It's your story and there aren't any limits to what you'll have, what you'll do or what you'll be. How bad does one want it? You have to prove it to yourself that you simply want it bad enough. It's gotta hurt you to not cotton on. And that's when you're visiting Learn to Overcome Your Mind. Your mind will not be able to say no, because your inner heart and mind are aligned, and now nothing can stop you. It's easy to be all positive and consistent when everything goes your way, but that's not life, that's not realistic. Are you visiting be one amongst the only a few to square up when things are tough, when everything goes against you? Will you be able to believe what's right, and what brings results to your life? That's when your character will shine. That's when your story are born. Your story is valuable. Your story of success. You can't build a story if you stop now. If you surrender. The world is filled with those who gave up. The world needs hope. We all do. The world needs you to square up, to fight through your challenging moments, to shine through the dark times, to love through the hate, and to be the difference in an indifferent world. To believe in yourself. Most people are bloated with ordinary thoughts and mindsets. They're so filled with average that they need no more appetite. But you have got to possess an appetite for extraordinary beyond what people do. Think beyond them. There will always be doubters, and other people below you, and other people trying to place you down in order that they can feel higher. But you gotta stay faithful yourself. Believe in your mind. Have some vision defect. Then sooner or later you may have your moment. Because anything is feasible if you simply believe. Feed your dreams. If you'll suffer through setbacks, through pain, get up with resilience once more, and again, and again. One day this world will tap you on the shoulder and say, "This is it, slow to shine." You can have, be and do anything you would like. You just need to believe. What did you thinking that of Ashley's a hobby and delivery and passion? Does one believe yourself? Allow us to know within the comments below.
After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, "Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving them, the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given you, as I said to Moses." No man shall be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and of good courage, for to this people you shall divide as an inheritance this land which I swore to their fathers to give to them. Be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you, wherever you go.
Develop a strong mind, and you will live a strong life. If you only ever listen to one thing I say, listen to this. Develop a strong mind, and you will live a strong life. A strong mind is built from feeding it with positive thoughts and learning new things every day. Not every now and then. Not for a little while. Every single day. A strong mind is built with daily gratitude. When you are grateful for everything you do have, you have no room for negativity, no room for doubt or anxiety. A strong mind is built with goals. Goals that give you a reason to get up out of bed and attack the day. A strong mind is built from knowing you are responsible for your life, your results, your success and your failures. A strong mind is built with learning new things every day on topics that expand your mind and develop your skills. Growth is the key to life. If you are growing and challenging yourself every day, you'll lead a happy life. If you're not, you will suffer. The mind is like a muscle. It gets stronger when you embrace challenges, when you push it to its limits, when you learn what works and apply that to your life. A strong mind is one that surrounds itself with the right people. A strong mind does not let opinions alter its course in life. It follows its own path no matter what. A strong mind is one that visualizes success and is prepared to work to make that picture come to life. A strong mind does not let fear get in the way of success. Strong mind, strong life.
Zig Ziglar once said, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Live your life with that determination to learn every single day, and no one will stop you.
Get rid of that inferiority complex. At the end of this audio, you would have been able to double your confidence in all areas of your life. I promise you that. We all experience our own bouts of self-doubts and anxiety from time to time. Inferiority is a common feeling we share at some point in our lives. This is a struggle that we all face, especially in our teenage years. Without this feeling of inadequacy, we wouldn't find the desire to better ourselves. Therefore, the feeling of inferiority is essential to personal growth and development. Before we proceed, it is essential to define clearly what is inferiority complex. Inferiority complex is an unrealistic and a false feeling of general inadequacy. Yes, I say general inadequacy. It could be this or that, something you have identified, or an attitude you yet display that you don't realize it's manifesting out of inferiority complex. But when a higher developed person stays around you, he can tell that this attitude is the cause of the feeling of inferiority. That is why With this audio, as you listen and you get to know how or what are the signs of inferiority complex, the moment you can recognize this, you are halfway to getting rid of inferiority complex. Now, this brings us to the big question. How do I know that I have inferiority complex? 1. When you are most comfortable fading into the background, you have an inferiority complex problem. This is also known as the avoidant behavior or the avoidant behavior. You don't just want to be standing out, to be seen standing out. You always want to be in the background where nobody can identify you. You are comfortable always in the crowd. There is a problem. Now, for instance, if you avoid putting yourself out there, maybe approaching someone new or in a social gathering, you are afraid of, should I call it, rejection. The fear of rejection is one of the reasons why people are simply saying, it's better I remain where nobody notices me. But I tell you, if you don't get rid of that attitude by embracing self-development, everyone around you will come to the point where they notice how discomfort you are or you feel with yourself. Number 2, are you very sensitive to criticism? People with inferiority complex are highly sensitive to what others think about them. And they often take up offense even when the other person meant no offense towards them. Number 3, do you find fault in others? When you have inferiority complex, you may have a habit of finding faults in others. For instance, when you find another person more successful than you, instead of being happy for them, you might tend to say words like they are just puffing up or they are trying to be what they are not. Number 4, do you bully others? Or have you ever seen someone who bully others? This is a major sign of inferiority. Being a bully is not confidence. Making others feel less important is a sure sign that you are simply trying to hide your painful, inferior feeling about yourself. And number 5, do you only feel good about yourself when you feel you are doing better than others? Yes, it's a human nature to compare yourself to others around you. But there are what I call the healthy way and the unhealthy way of handling this. If you are handling, they are simply trying to cover their inferiority complex. Number 6, you don't believe when I say you are beautiful. Oh, you look good. Wow, what a beautiful dress you have. You don't believe it when people compliment you. When you have self-esteem issues that stems all the way back from childhood, it can affect the way you see compliment. People with inferiority complex won't be comforted by a positive feedback, or even if they are, it won't stick for too long. 7. When you are quick to assume the worst, it's a sure sign of inferiority complex. I have noticed that the number one red flag that equals an inferiority complex is when someone blows off others for the smallest reasons. For instance, if a date cancels for a good reason, you will not take your time to find out why what happened that the other person didn't show up. You would refuse to set up another date because you would quickly assume that you are probably not attracted to that person, or that person is not attracted towards you. People who give up easily are typically those with an inferiority complex. They usually expect negative results with anyone they meet. And number 8, when you claim rights at everything and refuse to admit your wrongs, what is that? You just said it. At the end of the day, everyone has strengths and weaknesses. There is no reason why anyone should feel like they are less than anyone else. Here is the secret of managing self-esteem issues and always performing at your best wherever you find yourself. See, once you catch this secret, I promise you, this is the reason why you have been listening to me. Firstly, simply understand this fact. You are not better than anyone, but you are better than everyone because you are unique and dynamic in your own way, and no one, I repeat, no one before now and after you can ever be like you. You are special. And secondly, simply understand the fact that at some point, everyone is trying to be so conscious to act better in front of others. Here is the secret. They are always thinking, how am I doing? And that also is going on in your own head. Self-consciousness. That is the major reason why you have ever felt inferior. How am I doing? You want to present yourself better. You want to be good at everything you're doing, and you are just trying to compel yourself to do well in front of everyone. So you are always conscious, how am I doing? And this immediately gives you a sense of limitation. You no longer become free. You no longer become your own self. And if you're not careful, you start acting out like someone else. So you would rather from today focus on what others are thinking about themselves. Did you get that? Start thinking about what others are thinking about themselves. Whether you are performing on stage, or whether in a conversation, or whether in an interview, wherever you might find yourself, the shift of your focus from yourself to the other person, whether superior to you or subordinate to you, once you can shift your focus from yourself to the other person's thought about him or herself, guess what? You will automatically boost your self-confidence before anybody. And you will begin to enjoy a high sense of freedom.
Nothing can resist a person that has that kind of commitment. The people that have made a difference on the planet When John F. Kennedy said, we will go to the moon in the next decade, he spoke it. That was a commitment, and people shared that vision. People bought into that. We've had all kind of examples in history where people have made declarations, who have committed their lives to bring about a difference. There are people who are taking a stand today against hunger. I guarantee you it will be a part of our past at some point in time. Someone took a stand against polio. It no longer plagues us as it once did, because someone said, it is my commitment to eradicate it from the face of the earth. Someone made the commitment. The reason that we're here and enjoying the democracy that we have, someone made a commitment that whatever is required, if it means that I die. I remember Paul Robeson, here I stand, for I can do no other. And that's how you must be. Commitment means standing up for your life. It means honoring yourself. It means beginning to say and to see and recognize your alignment and oneness with the universe, and that you are a channel for life to express through. And we short-circuit it with anger. We short-circuit it with fear. We short-circuit it with envy. We short-circuit it by being lazy or apathetic or giving up easily. Why? We say, oh, it's too hard, it's too hard. We don't challenge our spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing as powerful as the human spirit. You can't destroy it. You can pervert it, but you can't destroy it. I was reading Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. What a powerful book. I'm reading it now for the 7th time. And he gives so many graphic examples of the power of the human spirit. And so what are some of the things that can fortify us and give us the kind of inner strength that will allow us to forward ourselves into the future by manifesting our commitments? Number one, commitment means in some cases going back to school, getting some training, sitting up in classes with people younger than you, putting yourself in a position where you don't know and that is awkward and uncomfortable, but because of your commitment to develop yourself, or to go back to school to get a high school diploma or to get a college degree, that it doesn't matter, feeling dumb and saying, what am I doing here, sitting up in some boring class? Commitment can mean a lot of things. It could mean that you begin to go back. You got to back up sometimes. It means to back up and not give up, to regroup, back up and regroup and come back again. Because life has waylaid you, because you got knocked down. I know when I was working on my dream, there were times I lost my house at one point. I lost my car. I was broke. My credit was bad. I was sleeping at different friends' houses on their couch or on the floor. There were times, months, that I slept on the floor of my office and got up early and dressed before my staff got there, to give them the impression that I got there early before they did. And we all pretend not to know what we knew, that the boss was staying in the office. So we never talked about it. But I refuse to give up on my dream. And what happened? They say, you know, in the prosperous years, you put it in your pocket. In the lean years, you put it in your heart. It makes me appreciate it even more. Even more. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. The disappointment, the pain that I've gone through by keeping the commitment. Keeping the commitments that you have might mean taking a stand that's unpopular. Something was said one time. When you take a position, it says cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Politics asks the question, is it popular? But conscience or commitment asks the question, is it right? And see, most people rather operate from the first two. Is it safe for me to take this position? I remember when I was a state legislator, I saw guys and women who believed in legislation very strongly, but because the Speaker of the House said, we won't go with that, they backed down. And they felt bad about it. They wouldn't take the position because they didn't want the Speaker of the House to be angry at them. They wanted to be all right with all of the rest of our colleagues. See, it takes a great deal of strong courage and commitment on your part to step out a line. Henry David Thoreau says, if a man doesn't keep pace with his companions, perhaps he's listening to the beat of a different drummer. Let him dance to the music that he hears, however measured or far apart. When you are committed, you're dancing to the beat of a different drummer. Don't expect people to understand you. Don't expect it to make sense to anybody why you've got to do this, why you have got to go, why you leave. This is a good job. I'm going. They pay you well. I'm going. You just a few years from retirement. I'm going. Why? I don't understand. You don't have to. Work. Here's what I suggest. Number one, that does happen. So take total responsibility for it. Just own it. Don't make any excuses on why you gave in or why you didn't come through. Just own it. And face the flak, whatever it is. And stand up inside yourself. Next thing is, assess the situation. How did you get here? What happened that you broke down, that you had a breakdown and you surrendered? What happened? What was going on? See, when I used to go on a diet, and I no longer do that, I've made a commitment to a healthy lifestyle. I used to eat up until 12 midnight on Sunday. Anything that wasn't moving. And on Monday, I would get up and eat a fruit, light fruit breakfast, and for lunchtime, I would fix some broiled chicken and meticulously peel the skin off and eat the chicken, and then eat the skin. Do 5 setups, look in the mirror, and become discouraged because my stomach doesn't look like a washboard or one of the Avon Haley dances. And I say, what the use? And then I go to the refrigerator and eat food cold standing right there in the refrigerator. So when I evaluated where I broke down, I realized I can't have junk food in the house. So I changed my route. I stopped taking people to lunch or to dinner because I couldn't sit there and watch them eat. When I had to go someplace and speak and they were eating, I said, call me downstairs when it's time for me to speak, because if I sit at the table looking at them, the food's going to call my name. And I know this. So I had to begin to make sure that I wasn't putting myself in a position where I would give up on my commitment. Am I making sense to you? So I began to strategize around avoiding situations where I knew that I was going to become weak. Another thing I do when I don't keep my commitment, I either deny myself something or I do a trade-off. If a glazed donut takes advantage of me, then I require myself to do an extra 25 setups, or I walk for an extra 15 or 20 minutes because I got a hammerlock on my head and say, come on over here. So you might have to deny yourself something or do a trade-off. Do something that will offset it. The other thing is, start again. So what? You fell flat on your face. So what? Start again. Learn from the experience and start again. Don't count yourself out. Don't sentence yourself to a lifetime of being miserable, a lifetime of being broke, a lifetime of being unhealthy, a lifetime of being in a relationship that is no longer fulfilling to you. A lifetime of working on a job that does not bring you satisfaction, that's not giving you the creative urge that you need and that got to have in your life that stimulates you. Don't sentence yourself like that. You are a human being. Don't volunteer your life that way. Your life has too much value to the universe. You've got something to contribute. You've got something to give. And so what if you make a commitment and you're not able to do it like a pro? That you're not good as everybody else. Live in the moment. I like what this says. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the realities and verities of existence, the bliss of growth, the splendor of action, the glory of power. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. See, if we just start enjoying where we are, if we make that kind of commitment to enjoy where we are, to experience the experience of life where we are, to do all we can right now where we are. Forget about the mistakes yesterday. Forget about all your failures yesterday. Forget about what you don't have. That's not important. Only thing that we have is right now. Right now, right now. And I say that life is calling on you to call forth on that. The optimists, which I think one of the most positive groups in the world, they have something called the Optimist Creed, and I like, it says promise yourself. I changed it to commit yourself, because I think that commitment has more power than promise. It says commit yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there is something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. Commit yourself to these things. Isn't that powerful? What a commitment to make with your life. Commit yourself to stretch, to get outside of your comfort zone and not be concerned about what people think about you, because they're thinking it anyhow. Don't worry about what they will say. They're already saying it. So what do you care? Decide that your life has so much meaning to the planet. Decide that you have something to give. That's why you're here. See, you didn't just show up. You brought something here. You're on a journey. You have a destination, mission to achieve, to do, to implement, to perform, to experience. Decide to commit yourself to be an adventurer in life. Look out on life around you. Look within yourself and say, where is it in my life that I need to make a commitment right now? Where is it? That it might be for your health. It might be to be a happier person. It might be to make a difference in your community. It might be that. Where is it? I say that commitment shows up, and the man or woman who has some idea, some dream that they've been nurturing within themselves, and no one believed it, no one saw it for them, that they weren't masters at it, they weren't experts at it, no one would build a statue and ever call their name and recognize them. They never made it to the front page of the newspaper, but they had something that was theirs, something that was their baby, something that they loved and they believed in, and they just did what they could with what God gave them with their dream. Commitment shows up, and people that are willing to give themselves a chance, who look at their lives, look within themselves and say, I know that this just cannot be it for my life. I know that there's something I'm supposed to do. I don't know right now. Or maybe you do know. Maybe you do know, and you've talked yourself out of it. And I understand that. Because I'm late. No. Everything happens as it should. I got the courage to step out, to become committed. I was seriously not serious before. And I decided, it took me some time to build up the courage to become committed, because it frightened me. So I understand wrestling with it. I wish I could tell you I've been doing this for 20 years. I haven't. I'm just glad that I decided to become committed before I left here. And wherever you are, decide that you're going to commit your life now, and let it show up in your contribution. Let it show up in what you have to share. And whatever commitment that you make, honor your commitment as yourself. Honor your word as yourself.